Hi guys, I'm Chase Keller, and today is my first motivational video where I hope to inspire you guys to follow your dreams. When I made this brand, I had two things that I wanted to do. Of course, wanted to push out my personal content, but the main thing was to motivate other people to follow their dreams no matter what they're doing, if they're journalists or not, how old they are, anything on that matter. The reason I'm doing this is because I followed my dreams myself and I've made it big in journalism. I am a collected journalist, and I will explain more of that later on in my personal story that I will be explaining to you guys today. Nonetheless, journalism has been a big deal in my life, but it's only been in my life for about 3 years. So I want to tell you guys where I started, what my roots are, and how I got to where I am today. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as well as go into the links in the description to view my other social medias and my website to look at more extensive coverage. So if you guys are new to this channel, you might be wondering, who is this guy and why is he talking all this stuff like, oh, I'm a decorated journalist and stuff like that? Well, if you want more information about me, I do have a video on my channel, the first video I ever posted, called Welcome to Keller Journalism. If you want more information, I do have that, but if you're looking to not go to that video, I'll just give you a little brief summary. So I'm Chase Keller. I'm a senior in high school looking to go to college to study journalism. But while in high school, I have spent 2 years with my journalism program, and currently I am a managing editor for the program. And while with the program, I have become a sectional team champion, a state team champion, a sectional sports writing champion, and a state sports writing medalist, as well as become that managing editor for this year. I am also applying for Journalist of the Year, and my articles have been put out for several awards. I have an archive of all of my work on my website, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. But nonetheless, I've only been with high school journalism for 2 years, and I've only been introduced to journalism for about 3. So where I am today, I would like to call very, very successful. I was not brought into a journalism family. I do have family friends who have done journalism, but overall, the idea of journalism to me kind of sparked in my own head through competitive writing. And I was just a normal kid growing up. I didn't really do anything special. I had several career options, but by the time I came to high school, I really was focusing on one or two things. And one of those things was basketball. I was always a big basketball fan, and I still am, but I started playing around 6 years old just for the local park district or any local teams. I never played AAU or travel basketball until about 6th grade. When I was little, I would just try and play on one of those mini basketball hoops outside. I never really played competitively unless it was with the park district, but I always had interest in the sport. And all of the other sports that I ended up playing, like baseball and karate, only were just a couple months of a thing. I ended up leaving those and just committing to basketball. Basketball stayed for a very, very long time, and AAU was very, very fun for me as well. I went through several AAU teams, and I never really attached to one except for this one team, which I won't name exactly what team it is, but no matter whether I left that team or not, I would always end up returning there. But while I was in middle school slash high school, probably around 8th grade, I want to say my work ethic started falling apart and I stopped caring about basketball as much as I did a couple years ago. Around that time is when I was introduced to journalism. Now, I didn't really know what journalism was. I was just kind of attached to that competitive writing aspect of it. Around the same time, I was introduced to an app called Amino, which is kind of like Reddit with the community aspect, and I joined a community called Gridiron, where in that community, I joined a league called the Alliance, where you were drafted to a team, and every week you would put out an article, and with that team you would combine articles and people would vote for which set of articles was better. My first articles in this league sucked, but I knew I had potential because the execution part of it wasn't good, but the ideas that I had were great. Or at least that's what my teammates told me, and I followed through with it, and it paid off. I ended up leaving for a little while, but I came back to the league and signed with a team called the San Diego Storm. And with that team, I created several articles that were very high quality with good writing, much better writing than before, and great ideas as well. The first article I returned with was called Overshadowed, which was a fictional and non-fictional article, where on the fictional side of it, I made up a story where being overshadowed is illegal, and these NFL players who were allegedly overshadowed got arrested for it. It's much better explained in that Amino article, so if you're interested, it is in my Amino content section on my website. But after the story was over, I then utilized the community to help me figure out if these players were overshadowed or not, and a majority vote with whether they were overshadowed or not overshadowed ended up being the verdict. Overall, I thought it was a very creative article, and it actually ended up winning Post of the Week, which for a return was very, very difficult to do. I continued making articles, and I ended up being one of the more well-respected people in that league. It's just because of my writing skill and my creativity. And because of that, I started to realize, man, I'm actually really good at writing. And then around that same time, I found out about my high school journalism program. Sadly, joining the high school program ended up sacrificing that amino platform, which I still do check in on every once in a while. But high school journalism ended up taking priority because if this is what I wanted to do, then I needed to pay so much attention to it. And about 6 months before I ended up joining the program, I actually ended up quitting basketball. I have not played competitively since, but I have went out to scrimmages and stuff and played for fun, but not competitively. So then high school journalism came along, and in my first year, I was just a simple staff writer, and I was just trying to extend my knowledge on journalistic skills, not actually join to create bonds or to extend my resume or do anything like that. Originally, it was just to extend on the skills. But as time went on, I started to create all these bonds, and I created a lot of connections, and I did end up extending my writing along with that. I then applied for the managing editor position, which at first I didn't think I was going to get, and I ended up getting it. Before the next academic year, though, I ended up joining the competitive team to continue on with my competitive writing skills. With this team, there are 17 categories at state, and I ended up choosing sports writing, which, again, I'm very much used to. With sports writing, you get to watch the end of a game, and then you get the box scores and the statistics and all that, and you have to write a news story on that game in 90 minutes. With that, I ended up being a sectional champion, meaning I moved on to the state level, and at state, I ended up placing 6th out of 21 at state and over 100 out of all the sectionals combined. As a team, we ended up winning sectionals and winning state, which was fantastic. After that, I ended up preparing for managing editor. I ended up doing a lot of work over the summer to prepare myself, and we ended up doing a lot of program work as well with that. But overall, my first year introduced me to a lot of things outside of journalistic skills, which has helped me to where I am today. I'm currently in my second year in the program, my first as a managing editor, and it's been fantastic so far. I've done so much more than I did as a staff writer, and it's just been a fantastic experience for me. In that process, I am now applying for Illinois Journalist of the Year, and I have also been nominated for several awards. Most recently, at the time of this recording, the NSPA Award or NISPA Award, which is a national award, and I'm being nominated for news writing and sports writing. So overall, I've been very, very successful with high school journalism. So now I'm hoping to extend that out to the brand. So what does this all have to do with motivation? Now, my dream in the first place was to play basketball professionally. That didn't work out, and now my dream is to become a journalist, hopefully for either extending on my brand or becoming a journalist for ESPN, Bleacher Report, or any other high-tier sports journalism job. My passion, I have followed through with my passion several times. My old passion was to play professional basketball, so I continued to work at it. Once I stopped working at it, I started to realize that this isn't for me, and in that meantime, up came journalism. So my passion became journalism, and I started working very hard at that. And that comes with the first of two things that I have to tell you guys today. Of course, work hard at your passion, and if you work hard at something, that is likely what your passion is. Now, if you're not satisfied with that passion, that's okay. You're going to end up finding it sooner or later. I could be talking to a 70-year-old right now who's in the same process, but trust me, follow your passion, follow your dreams. Working hard at your passion will pay off in the end. Again, as I just said, it doesn't matter if you're 70, if you're 10, if you're 40, if you're my age, which I'm 18. It doesn't matter. If you're working hard at something, that is more than likely what your passion is. And that age also applies to follow your dreams. Now, if you're working hard at something and it could be your passion, you may not know that first. But if you aren't working hard at anything, but you have a passion, start working hard. These dreams are going to become reality. These passions are going to pay off heavily. And the results might not come right away, but that is completely fine. Do not give up. For me, I realized my passion was journalism after I started working hard at the competitive writing aspect. At first, I thought my passion was basketball, but that came after I started working hard at everything. And passion became a very, very strong word to me once I realized that journalism was my passion. And dreams may seem impossible, but they are always achievable. I mean, unless your dream is that you want to go ahead and ride bikes with Elvis Presley for a living, don't know what to tell you. It's still probably possible anyways. Nonetheless, your dreams are possible. If you want to do something, you're going to have to follow your dreams. So trust me when I say this, if you follow your passions hard, it's going to pay off in the end. And I hope that telling you guys my story would help you guys realize that. This video was particularly short, but that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys are returning, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's not like my typical content, but I still wanted to put this out there because this brand is to motivate other people, not just push out what I want to do. Well, I mean, I do want to do this, but you know what I mean. If you are new to this channel, these videos will be coming bi-weekly, and it won't always just be my story. I'll be telling just simple quotes or doing other kind of video types to motivate other people. So if you want more motivational content, this channel will consist of that. So please subscribe to the channel, like this video if you enjoyed, comment down below if I helped you out. But overall, I hope this video helped everybody who watched. I hope it inspired people, and I hope I motivate people to follow their dreams and look into their passions more. I can't do my typical outro because I say sports coverage, so I'm just going to say thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I'm Chase Keller from Chase Keller Journalism, and I will see you guys in the next video.